What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Video Game Collectors Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Rose. That guy is Josh Byerly. This
Yep.
guy, I like to call him Strong Dollar Dan.
Strong dollar Dan, thank you.
But
Yes.
but we have a guest that I've been waiting for a very, very long time, like 20 years probably. But
20
we have
years, yeah.
Dan
Yeah.
Maresca with us today. How you doing, Dan?
Awesome, guys. Great to reconnect with you guys again. Like the audience may not know, but we used to get to hang out in person when I lived on the West Coast at PRGE once in a while. And I've moved to kind of the middle of Canada now. And so I don't have the same opportunity to take a little road trip down to Oregon and kind of hang out and play poker. But those are nice memories, and was a lot of fun. And for anybody that doesn't know, Matt is quite a poker player because we were playing. What were we playing? Like 50 cent, $1, something like that. Like it wasn't big stakes. It was like
Yeah, it's
little
50-cent
stakes.
blind dollar. Yeah.
Yeah, and just I bet $1, which wasn't much, right? But Matt just read the situation. He goes, $1? That's a strong dollar right now. Fuck, I fold. And I was like, man, he read me like a book. So good player. Well done.
Oh, the good old days of poker and hanging out with a bunch of dudes in the late night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not
I
only
know,
that, but
right?
dudes we met on the internet.
Yeah, dudes we met on the internet.
Dude, I have that problem regularly. Like, and when I say it, well, hold on, that sounds really fucking bad. What I mean to say,
Yeah,
what I mean to say
there's the
is is that living in Canada, when I want to go down to the States and hang out with somebody, like Adam lives in Cleveland, which isn't too far from me now. It's a 4-hour drive. So if I want to go there and hang out with them, I have to go across the border. And at the border, they ask, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to visit a friend. Oh, okay. Where's this friend live? Oh, he lives in Cleveland. Oh, okay. How'd you meet this friend? Well, I met him on the internet and collecting video games. It sounds so fucking brutal, right? Like it's it's embarrassing. But once you fess up to it, they just roll their eyes and they're like, fuck, go on through. They don't even want to hear the rest of your story. They're like, go through the border. I'm not worried about you. I know you're not smuggling drugs, you fucking nerd. Go. So it does have that perk to it. Yeah. Actually, I play in a pinball league, and once in a while, I'll play in a league in the States too. Go down on a Saturday once in a while, and same thing when I say I'm going down to play in a pinball tournament. They're just like, "Wow, really? You're playing a? They have those? You mean like it's ranked?" They get really interested in that, and then they wave me through. So I used to have the experience that anytime I crossed the border by myself, I was a little nervous because I knew if I went with my family, like if I had my wife and kid, they're like, family, fine, go through, no problem. But if I went by myself, they'd ask a lot more questions. They'd be less trusting. But you just tell them what you're doing and what a nerd you are, and they're like, go, go. So, anyways, I'm ready to talk about Halo 4 for about an hour and a half. Is that
yeah.
what
Oh
we're doing there?
man, what a great guest. Comes on, starts talking Halo 4.
Yeah, fuck this guy. My God.
Oh man.
Already the greatest
No,
guy.
it is fun hanging out with you guys, even if it's just on video, because it kind of takes me back. Like it's very comfortable because we've chatted in
Yeah.
the past and all that, and it's great seeing you guys again.
Good
I
old.
was thinking about this, Dan. Like last week, I'm like you messaged and you're like, I can't do it. I'm like, thank God, because there's no way I could get on. And then today you message and I saw the first time I saw it was when I responded to you. I was literally just packing shit all day. Put my phone down, just zeroed everything out and was packing stuff. And so when I saw it, I was like, I'm not going to be done packing stuff till like 5, almost 6 o'clock. And that was the case tonight. And so literally I was at the post office at 6 o'clock dropping stuff off and you
Oh
messaged
wow.
again. Yeah. So I was just thinking though, like, man, I've known the name Dan Maresca a long time. I have known the moniker Bronte on
I've
the internet.
known you
This
guys forever too. I
this is
know the his.
internet lore right here.
Well, here we are on episode, what is it, 130 or something of Three Middle-Aged White Guys Reminisce, right?
That's what
Pretty
episode
much
are we on, Matt? I don't even know.
It's
something
like,
like that.
yeah, it's like 127 or I don't know, somewhere in there.
We'll have to have you back on for 169. It'll be a special show.
Oh, nice, nice.
Um,
Well, and the fucked up thing is the kids don't even think that's funny anymore. They would want to do 167.
I know. You
Oh,
know
that's
what?
right.
Oh god damn. You know what's so funny is my kids were like, "Oh, there's a new number. It's 41, right?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I was like, "Why not 69?" And then they were
Yeah.
going 69. I'm like, and my wife's like, "Don't say that. Don't say that."
It's
And then
it's it's so annoying. It's
yeah,
so annoying. Like my daughter says, we'll laugh about that when it's like when there isn't even any reason to. And I know full well that the only reason she finds it funny, and probably the only reason kids find it funny, is that it's something that isn't funny, so it winds the adults up. And it's not that it's funny, it's the adults' reaction to it being fucking stupid is what's funny, right? It's the
yeah,
fact they can wind us up, I
that,
think.
that's a good point, you know. And I throw it back on my kids all the time. I always throw something in there about the time being between 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning or something like, hey, we have to get up at this time because got to get
Ah,
ready for school. It's like, you know, between
yeah,
6 and 7, you got to get out of bed. And sometimes they catch it, sometimes they don't. But
right.
we did one about it was freezing outside. I'm like, yeah, if it's foggy in the morning and then it burns off between like 6 and 7, it'll freeze. And they're like,
Mm,
oh, you did it. And they're like, yeah, I got you.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
it's
nice,
kind of fun.
nice.
You kind of just have to go with it. But yeah, it is the most ridiculous thing in the world. It makes no sense.
so
So
Yeah.
so, so Dan, for our two viewers we have left that still watch, I think one of those is Canadian, by the way.
Yes.
And a lot of these people have no clue who you are. So I kind of wanted to touch on and to kind of recap. Uh,
look,
how did you, for one, when I came to the scene in Nintendoage, you were the man because I was interested in sealed video games, and you were on the way to this sealed set. But even before that, like whatever got you into video
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, yeah, good question. I mean, it's, some people say that like collectors are kind of born and not made, right? And I guess that's me because ever since I was a kid, it was always something. And it kind of started out with comics when I was a kid. Like I was born
games?
in Italy, and then we moved to Canada when I was 5. And I'd had comics and stuff in Italy, like Italian language ones. But then when I was 11, my best friend at the time had comics, and he gave me like a Wolverine limited series #2. Okay. And it was worth $5 at the time. And I was like, $5? You're just going to give this to me? It's worth $5. Like it was an unimaginable sum of money when I was 11 in, 1980, whatever. And he just gave that to me, and that was really nice, and that got me just hooked onto comics um when I was a kid. And then eventually, so I collected all throughout comics, all throughout teenage years, early adult years, and whatever. And had a little bit of a collection built up. And at one point, and actually CGC, being a video game creators now, I mean, I was sort of there when it started into comics because that was around 2000.
2000.
um
mhm.
but in terms of the transition into video games, I was just, I was probably 26 or something, and I didn't play games between probably 17 and 26. Like I wasn't a avid gamer all my life. Like I enjoyed them, but I didn't go super hard into playing after I got, into college and whatever.
Mhm.
And so I'm sitting around at like 26 one day, and I just have this massive like nostalgia wave for Mike Tyson's Punch Out all of a sudden. Like I just somehow it popped into my brain, and I started thinking about that game and thinking, man, I gotta get an NES. I gotta play that again. That thing was amazing. Like I had a buddy, Jason Gardner, who had an NES at his house, and he had Punch Out, and I used to go over there and play, and that was just such a great memory. And so I go and get a system. My brother, engineer, he's handy, so he was able to kind of put one together that just worked, like a toaster that worked. And So I start playing again, and I can't believe like the nostalgia rush I have for it. Right, I just loved playing again. And then, being a collector like I already was of other things, I go onto eBay, I start looking around, and I notice, oh my God, there's a couple sealed ones like like holy crap, like there's actual copies that haven't been opened. Like I'd noticed, I remember, I think the first game I might have bought on eBay sealed was like a Mega Man 6, and I was just shocked that like, oh, okay, they're sealed, and they're sealed a certain way. You can like verify that they're unopened. And so the collector in me just fucking loved that. And I was like, that's what I'm doing. And I saw that like a complete Mega Man 6 was probably 35 bucks, and a sealed one was like 60 bucks at the time. And so I was like, man, that spread makes no sense. The spread should be way higher. And how cool is it that it's unopened?
Wow.
I'm just going to go whole hog on the sealed. And so one of the first games I kind of tried to get was, of course, a Mike Tyson's Punch Out, right? And so this is a copy that I bought in 2003 for. The seller had two copies. He had a decent copy for 200 bucks and a really nice copy for 300 bucks. And so I was like, I'll take the 300, thank you. And so that's what this is. And so I've had this for like 22 years.
2003, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2003.
dude, that's an insane price to pay for a Mike Tyson's Punch Out in 2003. That is absolutely batshit crazy, right? And nobody's buying stuff at that level in 2003.
At that time, that'll buy you a Punch Out. It'll buy you a really nice black box. Like top tier stuff is 250 bucks at the Final Fantasy 3. Like top tier games are 250 bucks.
Yeah, or you could buy about 70 nice CIBs for the same amount of money. So if you're like going set collecting back then, it's not even on people's radars at that point. Really.
True. I remember right around that time, there was somebody called DL Collectibles or something like that sold a complete CIB set on eBay. This is around 2003. And so it was every title except Stadium Events, CIB, and they were just sold one by one by one. And man, I think the Chubby Cherub was like one of the ones that sold for the very most, and it was like $35.
Wow.
So yeah, like they did not go for a lot at that time. So somewhere in there I must be, I must have something a little wrong there, because I said Mega Man 6 CIB was 35 bucks. So I don't know, maybe that's right, maybe that's not, but I remember that deal, Collectibles, I think it was CIB set sale, they just went for nothing. Nothing.
No, it was probably less, because I remember on Digital Press I bought a Bubble Bobble 2 box only for $35, I think.
Yeah.
So the stuff was cheap.
Yeah, when I started, a Bubble, like the most any seal game went for was like $600 to $800. That was like the tippy top.
Yeah.
And what
were Bubble 2, Flintstones 2, that kind of
just
stuff.
because of the title, right? Like
yeah,
CIB, and then hey, you got a sealed thing here. It's in good condition, right? You're gonna have a nice, complete, nice copy. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I just went whole hog into collecting sealed stuff. And at the time, like you must remember, Josh, like you were around. Were you around then already? Like
Hmm.
Matt said, he came a little later. You were around already, right?
I was on Digital Press when you were around. I remember the stadium events and the Myriad and
Yeah, and that's 2006, the stadium events, I think it was.
yeah.
So but when did you start? Let me ask you that.
When did I start collecting?
Yeah.
It was probably 99,
Okay.
1999,
Yeah. So you're ahead of me.
but not sealed. Like I'm not looking at sealed. You and Rare Bucky and Darth Vader.
Rare Rare Bucky was later. Honestly, at the very beginning, it was like five guys,
But
man.
there was that Darth Vader guy. Remember him on Digital Press? He was buying sealed Super Nintendo, and that was well before Nintendoage. Like there was a Super Turrican he bought because I met him at the Classic Gaming Expo that one year, 2004, I think, and he had picked up all these sealed Super Nintendo games, and Super Turrican 2 was one of them, and that was like the Digital Press 2 guide had just come out, and everybody's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
these are the rare Super Nintendo games," and he was
Yes.
going after them sealed, and so I think when the Myriad came up, I think that's when I knew like there was a seal. You ended up buying the sealed Myriad, right?
I definitely had one, and I bought one around that time.
Yeah,
So
I
which
think it was. I was like, hey, I'm not going to go for this. And then Danny, that was Darth Vader on there. He was like, I'm going.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now that you say Danny, I remember now. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
but yeah, and
so
you're
I don't.
right. I think he was more. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
I really don't know when Bucky came around on there, and that's I've been texting with him, and that asshole needs to come on the podcast. So it would be great to
I
have him
think
and get some
I
insight
think
from
he was a
him.
couple years later. He was more like 05, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, I think.
Somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
but I think the idea of collecting sealed when somebody's like, "Oh, I've been a sealed collector for 35 years." I'm like, "No, you haven't, man." Like people
Yeah.
weren't like actively looking for this stuff. Maybe they were, but not in the realm of me being on the forums back then. People laughed at that shit. Like,
Oh man, the hate you'd get.
yeah,
The
dude.
hate you'd
To
get.
this day, man,
To
like
this day, there's still some of that, but at
but
least
man, it
there's
was
like,
real. It was
oh,
real. Like, what are you doing buying sealed shit, asshole?
oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. You're like just a fucking goofball because
yeah.
if you bought sealed. Meanwhile, like I'd come from comic collecting where like the focus of the hobby was mint. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I'm sure it's the same in trading cards and other stuff like
It
that. Like
is. It is.
people,
The focus of the top stuff, the nicest things, the things that are going to bring the most are the nicest condition, right? So,
yeah, I was like, the difference right now is a few dollars. Why wouldn't I? Right?
yeah.
It just
Yeah.
made no sense not to.
Your foresight on that, just that earlier comment you made, like no brainer. The gap between
That was
CIB and
nothing.
sealed, you were like, that's way off. That shouldn't be there. And that
But
foresight is,
in many ways, that still exists in on
Yeah, it's
newer
still not
consoles.
that big.
On PlayStation 2, and even back to Super Nintendo, you'll see some super nice high grade CIBs going for $800, and then a sealed one will go for 750. Like it's insane in some of the stuff. So I I think that
Yeah, I
it
mean, there's
exists.
there's more now because obviously, right? But you're right,
Right.
it still happens to this day.
Well, right.
Um,
And on a more modern console like a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox, there's no reason why, and it's across multiple titles, hundreds of titles for Xbox and PS2, where a game is worth $120 CIB and then 175 sealed. Like it's insane to me in that realm still.
why? I mean, unless you're just dying to have the physical media, why wouldn't you pay the extra $50? Like, it makes
Right.
no
Well,
sense to me.
that's a whole other topic of conversation of you're putting shit on your shelf and you're never going to play it even if it's opened. So
so
like, yeah.
so I'm curious. I mean, that early Tyson crazy pickup, crazy great, especially too, 85 plus is nothing to sneeze at. That's insanity, especially for those back when VGA was
It's
all we had.
it's yeah, this was graded early too. Like that's a strict 85 plus too. Like I think if I regraded it today, like even with VGA, I'd almost
90.
be surprised if it wasn't a 90 today. And who
Yeah.
knows what under the other grade under the other grade codes, but it's nice.
Would you kind of hold that one closest to your heart because it was the first
A
big
hundred 100%. I
yeah,
could get a white bullet Tyson tomorrow.
and not care.
And I don't have one. I'd love to have one. I don't know, Josh, if it's public, so edit this
Yeah,
out
no,
if it
people
isn't.
knew I had it, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So like
But
beautiful, but it'll never be the one I bought in 2003.
right,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like I like being able to pick it up and think, okay, this is literally, the start of my collecting.
Yeah.
22 years ago. That's a long fucking time, Dan.
And
Like,
now
I know.
I want to clarify because some people were going back and forth, but I'm pretty sure I remember you took sealed collecting to a level that nobody else I knew of at the time anyway. You were five sealed Nintendo games away from a
Three,
complete three.
three.
You were
Yeah, it was soccer, Operation Secret Storm, and Flintstones 2. Those are the three I never had sealed.
oh, and
And I got
you
sorry.
had an opportunity at soccer, but obviously the price was, it wasn't.
Well, by then I was already kind of getting into art. Like, so from '02 to '07, I go whole hog on sealed, just trying to track down every NES title possible. And I had SNES and Game Boy and other stuff too. But in terms of the NES set, the comics I'd collected up to then, right? Because I told you I was kind of collecting before I got into sealed, gave me some money. Selling those gave me some money to be able to put into buying sealed NES. I was like, we are a little bit older than a lot of collectors were, right? So I had a job, I wasn't making money yet, but I had a job, whereas some of the people was competing against were like still in school, right? So you know what I mean? So they're
Yeah.
not, if I can bid $50 or $250, I mean that's more than they could do because they're
Yeah.
dealing with they're dealing with paying their rent in their dorm,
Yeah.
hmm
so I just went after it, and by about '07, late '07, yeah, I was the three games away, and then I started to get uh by Atari had picked up a few like NES cover paintings on eBay. So here's one of my favorite games. Blarkey got me to play this, and I fell in love with it. Dragon Warrior
Oh
4.
man. Yeah.
And
Just in a
you know
measly 85 plus, by the way.
sorry, it's not an idea, I know. So people may not
Crazy.
realize necessarily that haven't been exposed to this sort of thing, or maybe they have heard about it and it's old hat, but like these pictures on the boxes, like those had to come from somewhere. Like somebody had to sit down and paint that, right?
hmm
So he had purchased a few paintings like that. I agreed to buy three of them off of him for $3,500, and I was just like, the whole week after I paid him, and I was waiting for them to come and stuff. I was just like sweating, like, oh man, what did I do? Like, that was a lot of money. Like, fuck, like I regret this already. Oh God, like, why? And then I get the package and I open them up, and the first one I saw was Ren and Stimpy Time Warp, Super Nintendo. And I was like, holy I was blown away. Like, and in that half second, I just knew, like I'm gonna be selling stuff to try and buy more of these. And so, literally like since '07, that's been my focus. And
Yeah.
I collect other things too, but that's been my focus. And so I've been a net seller of games since '07, like 18 years now. But I mean, I still have some that I enjoy and wouldn't sell. And like, I love having a collection and whatever. But yeah. So on that note, time for a prop.
Sweet.
So, here's the Dragon Warrior 4 painting.
That is,
And you can see how big it is compared to, for anybody that's not familiar with,
that's what
compared
she
to the
said.
game, right? Like, yeah, of course. I was wondering when we'd get to the mom jokes. We've been derelict on the hey, derelict me on the mom jokes. But like, this is the actual painting that somebody did by hand that was then photographed and printed onto all the boxes. So, this is a whole separate collecting category, and people collect this kind of artwork for comic books, movies, everything. Like,
Yeah.
Matt, behind you've got the Star Wars movie poster, and
Yeah.
I'll just put this down. And
Yeah, don't drop that thing. Did that come in the original 3 you got, or was that later?
no, that was later.
Okay.
That was later. But the Star Wars behind you.
Yeah.
So there's like, and I know nothing about Star Wars, but I know enough to say that I think there's 4 maybe different styles of the original theatrical release poster.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the 2 by Tom Young. There's there's a smaller kind of landscape one that was used as like a half sheet promo or something. And the artwork for that is for sale right now on HA.
Holy
Right. So,
Shit.
yeah, so I think it's sitting at 1.25 million right now. And we'll see where that goes. But, so people collect them for movie posters, for comic books, for game boxes. I collect pinball art too, because they did artwork for pinball machines.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's been my focus, and I've really enjoyed it. We started a Facebook group. It's been, believe it or not, it's been 7 or 8 years ago now, and I know you guys kind of cruise it once in a while. But it's Facebook.
Just like Al Pacino, man. So
Just like Al Pacino. How do you mean?
Only when you
I mean, it's a yeah, okay.
It must be a movie reference.
Yeah, it's a
that's above
reference
my
to a
head.
movie called Cruising, where he's an undercover cop and goes to gay bars. So yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
It's actually a great movie. So
I bet you've watched it many times.
many times, yes, Dan. Yeah,
Yeah.
with you in mind, Al Pacino, the Italian.
Well, I
It
have to
makes a lot of
say,
sense.
that, with the discussion of artwork and knowing I'd be meeting you guys, or I'd be talking with you guys here, I did pull a painting that I thought sort of, and captured the Matt and Josh relationship. So I just want to show it. So, here we go. So we've got Matt right there. We've got Josh with the mustache and the cowboy hat.
I like it.
I like the mustache.
Perfect. So
Yeah,
who painted? Who
mustache rides
painted?
are free, right?
Yeah, who painted Cowboy Kid? And
I actually don't know, because
why is the logo on there as well, like, or the title of the game?
that's a great question. A lot of the time it's not. Once in a while it is. This is a little different. They did this, and I think this is the only NES, or actually the only artwork I have where they did it quite this way. Romstar did it this way.
Mhm.
What they would do is they'd like stencil out the logo on almost like a sticker material, and then apply that over the actual painted artwork, and then photograph that.
Wow.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, so it's a weird way of doing it, but that's what they did.
So
Okay.
everything else on there is painted except for
Yeah.
the
Yeah, well, yeah, and yeah, and as I say, that little part there might be painted. The letters themselves are stenciled and then applied.
got it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool still, Dan. I'm glad you were able to pull that one out and share it with us.
That's
I just
insane.
thought of you guys. I thought of you guys when I saw it in storage.
Yeah.
In storage, you mean in your bedroom wall?
On the ceiling.
Ceiling.
Heyo.
Who needs a mirror when you have a chemo cell?
Gotta have something to look at.
Yeah. Shit.
It's funny because I think I remember asking you when you were down to 3 or whatever left, And I said, aren't, and I knew you were starting to sell, and I was like, but you're so close. And I think you said something to the effect of, Matt, it's not like when I get the final three, like a light comes down from heaven and I get this magical award. Nothing happens. It was, I'm, botching whatever you told me at the time, but I've kind of carried that with me ever since. Just trying to complete other collections and thinking how big of a deal it is and stopping and thinking about what you said. And I'm like, it's not really that big a deal. Nothing happens once you do it. It's
You know,
cool.
I can't believe you remember that, and you do remember very well the gist of what I said, because I've used it once or twice at other times. And what I've said is that it's not like angels trumpet the completion of, and there's a song down from heaven, like
Right.
nothing happens. And I learned that when I was a teenager, because before the Iron Man movies and before anybody liked Iron Man, I liked Iron Man, and so I tried to get all the Tales of Suspense, like 39 to 99, that whole set.
Hmm.
And as a kid, that was quite an undertaking, and but I managed to complete it, and I put the last one in the box, and I was like, oh well, fuck, now what? Right? Like it was kind of a letdown, and I always remembered that, that really, like, okay, I completed a set, like, and I think it's in our nature, at least some of us,
Hmm.
to want to complete sets. Like, I know it is in mine still to this day, but I try to temper that with understanding that, I, nobody's popping out of the wall to give me a Hummer just because I completed a set.
You're too far from Curtis for that to happen anymore.
Oh God.
I love it. Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
Um, you know,
We try to
Dan,
get
I
him on
think
the
Curtis,
show, but
just
he's
like
so
in case
resilient.
anybody's wondering, Curtis is another collector. He lived close to me, real close to me when real close back when I was on the West Coast, and so yeah, he's a great guy, and we always kid around, and so anyways,
you're
Yeah.
two peas in a pod. I love
So
that guy.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm curious, do you collect any video game stuff? Video like, you know, video game anymore, or is it completely moved over specifically into artwork? I mean,
oh, I still do. Like, look, as I say, like, sometimes I buy, sometimes I sell, whatever, but I keep a collection and enjoy it. And like, look, lately, I sold some stuff during COVID, and I've bought some back lately because the prices are good again.
sure.
So like, I didn't have a Castlevania anymore after COVID. I had a hang tab, I think it was 85 plus this VGA, and I think it crossed into 9.2. Um,
Oh yeah.
and
I know that car.
anyway, so I sold it, and no regrets. I mean, I'm happy with what I got for it, but hey, they're down to a reasonable level again. So I went and picked one up. I think in the August signature, like that 9.2 or whatever, I bought that.
Yeah, and it
It's
doesn't have to be a hang tab, right? You can just get a nice
I
copy.
just like the title, and I hated not having one. I hated
Yeah.
not having one.
Yeah, I feel you
That
on that.
title in particular.
Yeah. I'd like to
Wow.
have a really nice sealed Tyson and not necessarily a white bullets. That's kind of how I feel too. So, um, and I'm the same way. I always had a sealed Castlevania and I sold it a long time ago. Well, when I say a long time ago, like before WADA, but I got rid of it and then somebody graded it with WADA. And I was like, I never bought back a Castlevania 2. And so actually in the last signature, not this last one, the one before, I bought a Castlevania 2.
There you
So
go.
the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel
Is
that. I really
yeah.
do.
Yeah. And there's been other titles like that too, where I've picked them up because it's just not that expensive anymore.
Hmm.
And when everything was 20 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, like, if I sold something, I had no desire to buy it back. Like, it's hard to go and pay $200 to acquire something originally, and then have to go and pay 40 grand for something that you don't even really isn't really going to do anything for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of Like you've owned it before. It's a lot less exciting the second time around.
Yeah.
But now prices are very reasonable again. So yeah, I've done some buying over the course of the last year.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I think this last signature sale. Speaking of that, I think the last
ooh.
auction that Heritage ran, there were some amazing prices
There
on
was, there
very, very
was.
hard to find games. I think they had two hang tab radius in the auction. I mean,
I
regardless of
know,
condition, like
I
man,
know, and they
someone
went
hooked that
cheap
game up.
too.
Yeah.
They went cheap too. I
Yep.
thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of them was an 8.0 and it went for maybe $1,800 or 2 grand or
That's
something.
but
It,
when I think about a game like that, I'm thinking like, man, if that shows up on eBay raw, I'm hitting buy it now at $1,800.
100%, a hundred
So like
percent. In a title that good, I don't care if it is an 8.0. It should be fucking 5 grand to start.
easy for the
It
title
just,
and the version of it, man, easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So good on those who picked up some deals.
Yeah. For
Do you
real.
have any any like crazy I mean, you've been collecting for quite a while. Do you have any like crazy stories that stand out in your head? Like you
I
went
mean, ask a question and I'll tell you. But I mean, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I just think back to things like, um, the different buys, like just the quantity and the titles and the prices. Like, I mean, I had 6 or 7 DuckTales 2s that I bought for $35 each. There's a find out of Texas, South Texas, right by the border, and it was 3,000 sealed games, and I got in friendly with the seller and whatever. And after buying probably 8 rad racers for $300 a piece, I started buying all kinds of stuff from them, mostly at $35 a piece, a few at $75 a piece. And there was just, I mean, I think I bought 25 like mint double jet dragon threes from them for I think $500 all of them. Um
Is this the one that showed up on eBay and then moved over to Chase the Chuck Wagon and was selling on there? That collection?
I don't know about that, but his name was, but the eBay name was Menio, and it was a border town in Texas. And there was just so much like cool stuff in that collection. I still have some of those games to this day.
did you like
And
Was it the
drive
one with the
down there?
Firehouse Rescues and the Batman Return of the Jokers?
it had all that stuff, man. There was
Yeah.
there was hundreds of titles in the collection, and thousands of games total. But and just remember having like 13 Zeldas at one time, and just like
Wow.
all that kind of shit that just and you thought you were the man, because like I bought probably a dozen, I would say, of the 13 for $100 each, and then sold them off for like 300. But yeah, I made 200 each on them. Yes,
Dan, you were
you
the
know,
man. Dan
the
was the
fucking
man
man.
to
Yeah.
about
So
25 other dudes on the internet. So,
exactly. So it's just, it's funny, like thinking back to those days. And it certainly in COVID, I just felt like, man, I should have just fucking kept everything and not sold anything once ever. But you can't look at it that way, because you don't know how things are going to play out. And at the end of the day, part of letting those things go help me buy something else. And
yeah.
you can't get sucked into the trap of, I should have done this, I should have done that. At the end of the day, if you're, you know, winning 51% of the time, you're doing all right. You're never going to bat 1,000.
That's great perspective for not just myself, but like people listening, most likely.
Yeah. It's also
Yeah.
good perspective
I,
for a
I,
Blue Jays fan
I
on that.
mean, look, it's just like Sex Panther. It works 100. How's that go? It works 100,
60,
60% of the time. It
60% of the
works.
time, it works 100% of the time. I think it
There you
works.
go. Yeah. That's
Works every
awesome.
time. Yeah.
Did I just hear a Blue Jays jab? I
Yeah, I
hope
did.
so.
I think
Okay.
you're in the Toronto vicinity, right? Yeah.
Well, I'm about 3.5 hours away from Toronto, so I'm not really right in Toronto. Although obviously it's the only MLB team in Canada, so if there was going to be a Canadian team, like yeah, I was cheering for them to win, but you know what? I don't mind. It's okay.
Can you say that
I'm
again?
not,
How far
I'm
were
not
you?
worried
About
about it.
about how far were you, Dan?
3 hours? Oh,
What's
About,
that? What's that,
60,
Josh?
can you say
66.
that
About three
again?
and a half hours.
About how far?
About 3.5.
About. I
Not
got him to say about again.
Gosh.
Oh, you
Damn it.
guys.
You know
You guys.
that
Boat.
file is still
He's
downloading,
talking
Dan.
about.
It's
Hey,
still downloading.
You tricky tricksters.
so you were a sealed guru, and then you're like, fuck sealed games, let's do art. That's it.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
but
like,
like the fun thing was in I guess one of the things I should sort of say for the 4 people listening is that maybe it'll be 5, is that one of the things I dug about Sealed at the time was that we were learning so much at the time, right? Like we were the whole idea of what games had hang tabs and what didn't was just
mhm.
completely fucking foreign concept. It just seemed completely random. And one of the things I was kind of proud of at the time was I just went through, like, Digipress had this really, like, their rarity guide used to also have the month and year of release. It doesn't anymore.
Oh,
Mhm.
But I cut and pasted all that into Excel and I sorted it all by release date and I started looking for things and plotting it out and started realizing, oh shit, like these games after this date are only white seal. These games up to this date come in round seal. Oh, these games are hang, like you could see it. There was finally like a logic to it and something that made sense. And we all started discussing that, and you guys were probably part of the discussions on Nintendoage and whatever. And that was really cool. Like the first kind of
Oh my God.
steps towards figuring out and making sense of it all, right?
Yeah. Can you believe the sealed people cared about variants? Sealed game collectors cared about that shit? Like,
I
I mean,
mean, I
just in
did.
general, like you get so
I
much
did to an
shit being a
extent.
sealed collector, but you really were trying to figure shit out because it wasn't
Right.
ever documented.
It wasn't anywhere. And that was part of the fun too with artwork was like, okay, here's Dragon Warrior 4. How the fuck am I gonna find that painting? Like, how
Yeah.
on God's green earth am I gonna figure out who did that, how to contact them, where they live, or what their email is, whether they'll be willing to, like, how do I even begin that?
I,
But
I
um,
I can imagine still to this day, Dan, you
oh,
see something on a video game, a advertisement, you're like, who did that painting? Where the fuck is it?
I don't look at boxes anymore the same way that I used to. I just
Okay.
my eye goes straight to the illustration. I'm not even looking at the box really. I'm looking at the illustration and whether I like it or not and whatever, and
Yeah.
do I know who did it, and can I, yeah. And look, like the sealed game collection was a huge help in starting towards art because I just went through everything looking for clues. So I started looking at the boxes in a whole different way. Are these signed by the artist? And most of the time they weren't.
Mhm.
Are they is there anything else? And I found the name of an ad agency on some box somewhere. There aren't
Broderbund boxes.
I don't think it was.
Oh, really?
Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but there was a name of an ad agency on one of them,
wow.
and so it's Moore and Price, and anyway,
Oh, okay.
Denny Moore and Tracy Price, and so I somehow managed to figure out Denny Moore's current contact info, and I call him, and I start kind of explaining, hi, my name is Dan Maresca. I'm interested in, the artwork that you did through your agency. I get 5 seconds into the spiel, and he cuts me off and goes, "Yeah, thanks. That's super interesting. If anything like that comes up, I'll call you back. Talk to you later. Bye." Click. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, brutal. So I email him back and just say, hey, look, I don't know if we got off on the wrong foot or whatever, but this is what I'm trying to do. And, I'd be willing to pay for your time. And I offered him $500 to make me a list of the people he'd work with. And, he was like, well, all right. I take me a couple hours. I guess that's fair. And, so he put that together. And then I had a list of, 20 or 30 names that gave me like a starting point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I had a starting point. And as I started to, reach out to these people, you find out more, and that pulling this piece of thread leads to something else unraveling over here, and you start to pull it all together. And so, that was the whole sort of process of it. And it was similar to kind of figuring out those hang tab dates in a way, because it was a big mystery, all of it. And, and a lot of fun. I mean, Greg Winters, who did the Mega Mans and the little Samson, that's a favorite too.
Jeez.
Um,
Just banger after banger.
I've only showed 3 games. It's not exactly banger after banger. It's 3 games, but
On a VGA 85, I mean, back in the day, I call it the Bucky gold standard, because anything below that's just garbage.
yeah. Um, so he was one of the names that Denny had given me, and I tried everything I could think of for 4 years to like get anything out of him, like in terms of, can you tell me what you worked on? Like what did he work on? Would he be willing to sell? Like, he just said, yeah, I might be moving in a couple years and contact me then. So I was like, are you kidding me? You want me to wait 2 years before? But I chipped away at it for 4 years, and eventually, he was willing to. And one of the things that helped with that, I think, was just, okay, I knew he had done the Mega Man stuff, because Denny had told me that. And from there, I was just kind of able to piece together like stylistic clues. Like when you look at Little Samson and you just look at the box illustration itself, forget about the subject matter, look at the illustration. It kind of looks like a fucking Mega Man game set in ancient Greece or whatever, Greece or Rome. I don't even know if it's Greece or Rome, but with the pillars and that, I mean, I haven't played it in forever. It's a super cool game, but like if you look at the way the figure is posed, like the pulses kind of emanating from it, like the way the hair is done, the way some of the details are done, the way that the dragons in the background are posed and so on, like there are legitimately some similarities to the look if you look for it. And so, I'd be able to pick up on stuff like that. And then I'd email him and say, hey, is this one of yours? And then he'd be impressed that, oh, yeah, well, that is one of mine, and so that kind of helped melt the ice a little bit, and make things a little bit friendlier. And then eventually that led to a purchase, me and another collector buying everything he had. And he was really good about keeping virtually everything. And so at the time, like this is back in 2011, we spent about $100,000 with him.
Wow.
And at the time, that was a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's
at
a
the
lot of
time, that was
money.
big.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
like I sold at the time. I had 2. Sadly, now I have none. But I sold a Donkey Kong Junior Math at the time, just to like raise some money to come up with my half of the close to
Wait,
$100,000.
wait, you had
And
2?
yeah, but I've had 3 through my hands
Hold on.
actually.
Speaking of Donkey Kong Jr. Math, I remember a post on Digital Press where you posted photos of Donkey Kong Jr. Math, and people were arguing about hang tabs and variants. And you're like, well, I have these 2 Donkey Kong Jr. Maths sealed, and there's one
Yes,
without a code and one with it.
yes,
And this one has 2 codes,
yes.
variants. And
That's
people,
right.
and I was like, people like, oh, there's variants. I'm like, oh my God, you have 2 sealed copies of this fucking game?
That's right. Yeah,
Do you
that's right.
remember that post? Yeah.
I do. I do. I remember that like it was yesterday. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. I remember that. And they were both in nice condition too. But anyway, I sold one of them for 15 grand at the time. So you had to sell nice stuff to be able to raise that kind of money at the time. It was a lot of money. But I would have done it again in a heartbeat because
Yeah.
I mean, I'll show you the first thing that was in the first package that I got from them.
Sweet. I think I remember you posting this on Nintendoage when you got it. Maybe not.
Oh, probably. Probably. I'm probably repeating myself because
No,
I'm
no, the
old.
viewers have no idea because Nintendoage is so long
Oh
gone.
my God.
So yeah, that was the first item in the first package. And in the same package there was like Mega Man 4, Mega Man 5, Mega Man X2, Little Samson, Final Fight 2. Like there was a lot of big titles. Greg
What
did
a
a lot of big
beautiful cover.
titles.
Jesus.
So, you see that I framed this one back in the day with like a cutout of the Mega Man 7 box.
Yeah.
That used to be a sealed copy. I ripped it open to frame it.
That's some funny shit, actually. Wow.
Oh. So I'm curious when you're working on getting to know somebody, would you message him like, like once a month maybe, not overwhelm him, but just, throw feelers out like once a month, once every 3 months, or like kind of what was your
Totally depended. I mean, it's like anything. It's like, look, if you're trying to buy sealed games from somebody, who's the person, how are they going to react, it's different every time, right?
Yeah.
So but there's some unique dynamics too to trying to buy from artists because sometimes like Greg that was super organized was the exception. Some of the guys were really disorganized. Some of the guys had family that you know didn't care about the art until you made an offer for money, and then all of a sudden they wanted to keep it, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's different dynamics. There's no magic formula or anything like that.
Is it I get the sense, but it's kind of that way for me, but is it the hunt that really lights your fire? Because I mean, once you have it,
It used to be like, yes, it used to be. So I used to be all about the Sex Panthers 6 and 10, just numbers game, get as many as possible.
It's eventually going to
Um,
work. Yeah.
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but at this point, like I've kind of started recently, in the last few years, maybe the last 3-4 years, I've kind of gotten over that desire for the hunt quite as much. Like I'm starting to be kind of happy with what I have, and I still hunt, but I don't put the same energy into it. Like I've got a kid who's 15, and we're always doing something. Like she's got work 4 days a week, so she can't drive herself, right? Because she's 15. So my wife and I are always driving her somewhere. So she works 4 days a week, and then she's got horseback riding 3 days a week, and so we're literally always going somewhere. So between my work, driving her places, having a life, and whatever else, I just don't have the time and energy to be hunting stuff on the side, Tuesday, like we're filming this on a Tuesday night. Tuesday is the only night we don't have something going on, right? Or a couple things going on. And I'm sure it's the same for you guys.
It is, man. Like that's why I was like, oh, I got to do another night. But man, like I just
So so for you guys, do you guys still have thrill of the hunt type feelings? Are you kind of over that too?
no.
No,
I love it to death.
yeah,
I till the day I
100%.
die. I just know I will. So, um, no matter how busy I get with other things, I'll always have my save searches on eBay that have hit twice ever,
Oh
right?
wow, you're still going through those every day?
Every day, man.
Every
Oh
day.
dude, I haven't done that in probably 15 years.
Dude, I still have artist name searches. I look up and to the point where it's not just video game art, but just art in general or photographs or something, right? Like so it's It's always a thrill. Like I've had a save search for Perkle Jones, the photographer, for the last
Okay.
3 years for
Huh.
finding photos. It's hit twice, and I bought them. So,
Yeah.
and like that's the
Well,
thing. The thing is it's always hunting something and looking for something, and that's just with a lot of it. If you get priced out of some sort of market or whatever you're in, there's always some other shit to collect, right? So everybody
that
bitching
is true.
about high price stuff, just dig down and find something new. So
Yeah, you're right about that. And you know, the viewer or the listener may not realize, but like Josh, you've dabbled in art some.
yeah,
And so, you know, I'd like to hear from you about, you know, your experience with it because um,
I would
you know, I
say it's it feels really inaccessible, right? When you don't own any. As a collector of video games and everything, it feels like an inaccessible space because you see a group or people like Adam or Dan or Sanford or Jeremy and all these guys or Coleman, these guys that have the art. They have the art already. Like I can't get any because people have it. So it feels from an outsider's perspective who might not participate in this space, it feels like I can't get any because these guys know who all the artists are, all the art's gone, which really is not the case at all. Like
not at all. Yeah, I'm
and
glad you
and
point that
when you
out.
start like that perspective exists not just with me before I started
Yes.
getting original art, but it exists with other people. So if people are just listening to this for the first time, like saying, "Hey, there's video game art, holy shit!" Like it is accessible. Do your own digging, do your own research. There's old computer games with amazing art where people don't know where it is, who did it even. So
100%. So there's still stuff out there to be found for sure. And also, you know, it's like anything. I mean, okay, I showed a couple pieces that
those
are
are huge pieces, Dan. Those
they're
are
they're
the top of the
they're
top, right?
they're
So,
they're big like they're, you know, the some of the best pieces in my collection, and I'm proud of them and stuff. But I mean, there's a whole range of stuff, like anything, a whole hierarchy of stuff that you know, people can collect. I mean, they can dig and they can find their own stuff like that because there is still stuff out there. Or, you know, like virtually every showcase or signature, and sometimes in the weeklies, there's people selling preliminary pieces. So
mhm,
the artist would sketch out in pencil what the cover was going to look like, and there'd be two, three, four, five, six different versions of that. The client would pick one. Sometimes they'd do a version in color as a rough, you know, before the painting. So for each cover, there's more than just the final illustration. There's the working steps to get there as well. And you know, people collect those are listed on HA. I mean, I think we've all probably like been watching a Get the Greg podcast. Like probably most people listening to this watch Get the Greg
mhm,
on some level.
Sure.
And you know, at the end of every significant auction, pretty much, there's a few pieces of artwork, right? So
right.
it is accessible. You can just bid on it.
It's
You know,
very accessible.
pardon me?
It's very accessible.
Right.
They like you said, there's different tiers to it. They ran a whole Star Wars video game, Knights of the Old Republic auction, and it had
Yeah.
sketches and beautiful pieces. They were going for $15 to $100. Like you could have
Yeah,
got
some of them. Yeah.
so
Yeah, those that was a whole mix of stuff. And as I remember, that was kind of concept stuff. So
yeah,
that was
it was a
kind of
lot
like
of concept art for character design. Which is
yeah, yeah,
still
yeah.
within the realm of video game art, right? Like you could buy it and you could put it on your wall, enjoy it.
100%.
So,
100%. So there's that kind of stuff. There's the covers, there's the working steps to the covers, there's magazine covers, there's magazine ads, there's, you know, like Nintendo Power, EGM, all those magazines had ads and had covers and whatever on video game characters. So there's a whole, you know, there's more to kind of video game art than you might think. you
Mhm.
know, and so it's more accessible than you might think because there's a whole bunch of directions you can take it in. Guys lately are starting to have more luck, you know, finding some stuff from Japan. So that's a whole other
Oh
avenue.
yeah.
Then there's the European stuff. Like there's stuff out there if you have the interest. And you know, anybody interested, come on by the face group. It's a Facebook group, Facebook .com/group/OVGA collectors, so original video game art collectors. But I want to see your Ericsson because you said you were grabbing
Yeah.
some artwork, and I bet you've got your Ericsson there.
Oh, I don't have it right here. I can go grab it though. It's okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's
But
good.
I
Do
do
whatever
have
you want.
my
Do whatever you want.
I can grab that. That is like I have this way that I'm doing artwork now, and I don't have a lot of it framed. I just don't. Like it's sitting in the cupboard in the dark, and I know a lot of people do that, but
Yeah.
I bought this on Heritage. Like this is absolutely
Yes.
one of my favorite pieces of all time, right?
Yeah, I
So
remember not bidding on that for you.
yeah, yeah, and it does have a little bit of damage, but I don't really care. Like there was some water spots to it, ironically,
Water
but
spot.
it is absolutely insane. So
And what for anybody who, because you know, if they're new to it, they might be having trouble placing
yeah,
where
it's Cool
that's
Spot
from.
for the Super Nintendo. They use the
Yeah,
cover on Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and the Game Boy. And the
yeah.
Game Boy game is actually insanely rare, but that's beside the point. Yeah, it's Chris. Is it
Delorco, I think,
Delorco?
isn't
Yeah,
it?
Chris
Yeah,
Delorco did this cover, and he
yeah.
did a lot of Disney art actually, not a lot of video game art. So
Not a ton.
yeah. So this is one of his pieces and it's absolutely gorgeous. Like if you I have a VGA 95 of this game and I don't know where I set it in this game room. And you know, it's huge in comparison to a say a Super Nintendo size box, right? Like and
Yeah,
with it you get so much more of the artwork. This is it on the cover right here.
right.
But look at how much more there is, right?
100%.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. So I still haven't framed it. I can grab the Ericsson because it's insane. It's
Grab
huge.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
grab it.
grab it.
Dan, I'm only impressed unless you have a Halo 4
Fuck, I know. I'm sorry,
cover.
dude.
I mean,
I wish I had anything Halo that if I had something Halo, I would have brought it on to show you.
well, I remember
But
back
unfortunately,
when
I don't.
you were
Huh?
getting into art, you linked me a couple on eBay because
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, there was some Halo concept art back in, oh
that
God,
was like 12.
probably, huh?
That was like 12, wasn't it? 2012, 2013? Or was it later?
I wanted to say, yeah, yeah, that's probably about right. I want to say around 11, but
Okay.
sometime around then. And yeah, there was concept art for Halo on eBay, and it went for between like $1,000 and $6,000, depending on what it was, which was good money at the time for a concept piece. It was a charity auction.
Yep.
Pieces did really well, and yeah, maybe you know, maybe you'll end up with one of those someday.
I might have to step my game up a little bit for that. Halo, I'd probably pull for, but that's pretty
Yeah.
sick, Josh.
You see how big this thing is? I can't even fit in the frame.
Yeah,
That's what
That's a
she
real
said.
deal.
that's what she said. No,
Hmm.
I guess that doesn't really work.
No, it does.
Wow. So choplifter.
Yeah, yeah, Choplifter, and that was I
This is
remember it as a Coleco game because that was the first system we had in our house.
yeah, actually this
Um,
is the cover they used on the Coleco version as well.
that's why I almost bought it. Like when you
Yeah.
bought it, I had he and I were like this far apart, and I did wasn't willing to bend because I thought I'd be able to come back for it later, and by the time I came back for it later, Josh had scooped
I
me.
bought this. I think this is one of the coolest Broderbund pieces in existence. And a
Yeah,
lot of his other Broderbund covers are quite a bit smaller. So
yeah.
I was drawn to it because of how large it was, like most
It's
people
early
that
too.
aren't.
You don't see the early shit, man. You don't
No,
see it.
no, and this is literally 1981 Apple II, what
Yeah,
he did it for.
that's forever ago. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. So
the
one of his
amount of
first
stuff.
paintings, actually.
Yeah, yeah. From that era, like 1%, 2% exists.
Yeah.
Like almost nothing
For
And
real?
from that
honestly,
era.
he has more from that era, just not titles like Choplifter, right? So They did use this cover like for the ColecoVision, but then they didn't use it on really anything else other than, well, the Atari 400, 800, and Apple II and ColecoVision. And beyond that, if you the 7800 is this rendition, this style, but it's not Mark who did the painting.
Yeah, it's a different version of the same sort of composition, like the same
Mhm.
basic idea of the image, but not the same image.
And it's beautiful. I mean, look how he uses the frame here. Right? He's got the guy's
Yeah,
damn leg sticking out.
poking out of it. Yeah, yeah.
It's insane. It's it hangs above my Simpson arcade. So it's beautiful.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. And I've actually had people come over, like when we've had kid birthdays at our house before. There was a guy that came downstairs and we were looking at the arcade and video game stuff. He's like, "Oh, that's a really rad choplifter poster you have there." He's like, "I played that a lot as a kid." I'm like, "Oh
Oh
yeah,
man,
it's a great poster, but it's
yeah,
actually the original art." And he's like,
yeah,
"What do you mean the original art?" I'm like, "No, it's the painting that was for the game." It blew his mind. Like that's just the thing. People don't know that this sort of thing exists. And I didn't know the guy liked video games or knew much about him, but it's really fun when somebody recognizes something like that as like a nostalgia piece to them. And then you can talk to them about it, like just having it. It's
yeah, yeah. The whole poster reaction is hilarious because that's everybody. Like they don't like a lot of the time. Like I did a comic convention in Edmonton once where I showed, I think, 6 originals, and people would come up and they'd go, "Nice poster," or they go, "Oh, you're very talented," thinking I had done them, right? Or comments like that. And so you talk to them one by one, and you kind of explain what they are. No, before the box, like somebody had to do this, and then they'd photograph it. This is the original. And some of them would just kind of nod and go, uh-huh, uh-huh. And you could tell they didn't get it. And then some of them would get it and they'd just be like, oh, oh, you mean, oh, like it just blew their mind, kind of like
Mhm.
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, to this day, sometimes you get that, but it's fun. And I wish that we could show what they look like kind of in person on screen. It's not the same across the
Doesn't do
screen. Like,
the
no,
minute
they're
the,
fucking magnificent in person.
the
It-
minute you buy your first final piece of art, and like they are accessible, and you get it and you see the detail and the size in comparison to what it was printed, it, the wheels just start turning in your head. Like you said, when you open that and you got that package, like
Yep.
it's gone. Right.
Yep. Yeah, it blows you away because that's how they got it to look so good with the printing technology that they had then. Like they'd make it big, so
Yeah.
you'd compress it and get a ton of detail into it.
Oh yeah.
And and so that was the reason behind the size. But what you're not sort of realizing when you look at the box, like as good as this box looks, it's basically a poor photocopy of the original, literally.
Yeah.
Like it's like you took something in high res, made a really shitty low res copy of it, and that's what you got in your box, and that's what we're used to looking at. But then when you see the high res version it came from, it's like holy shit.
But 90% of the time it's also cropped
Yes,
to no ends.
yes,
Like they cut out so much of it. Like
yes. A lot of the time, yeah. Like that Mega Man I showed you,
mhm.
you wouldn't know from the box that he's standing on a rooftop,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah,
when
you
you
would.
look at the artwork, here, let me bring it back up just so people can see. Like when and I know there's some glare at
No, no.
but you can see like there's a rooftop, like there's the windows and the pipes coming out and stuff. Like he's clearly on a roof, and there's other buildings in the background and stuff. All of that is cropped out on the box itself.
Mhm.
You just see his legs kind of coming out of some murky darkness or whatever. And the
Yeah.
fact that he's on a roof is totally lost.
Yeah. Yeah. The original art tells so much more of a story. I think a lot about when Stephen Reese got all that Nintendo Power art
Yep.
and he had the Super Metroid strategy guide cover.
Yep.
You remember what I'm talking about? And on the
Yep.
cover of the strategy guide, it says
Yes.
Super Metroid, but in the painting, it's literally Samus in the middle of the painting that they covered
You
up.
would never know. I know. Yeah,
It's,
that was really cool. That was interesting.
yeah.
I have the link to the guide strategy art, and
Yes. Yeah.
the middle of that is same thing. They've got a big text box where it says The Legend of Zelda.
Mhm.
But it's even more remarkable on the Metroid because they cropped out the main fucking character.
I know. I couldn't believe it. They're well, we got this. I guess it's just gonna have the enemies on here, and
Like, can you
almost.
imagine? Yeah, can you imagine the Halo 4 strategy guide, Matt, and they fucking crop out Master Chief? Like, it's fucking bananas.
What were they thinking on Super Metroid? Like, why not just put it in the fucking corner?
I have no fucking idea. I have to guess that the artist was just, told the characters to work with, and he came up with a cool design, and they had their template for the
Their
strategy
marketing
guides
layout
being a
for it. Yeah.
cutout in the middle, and they just left hand didn't talk to the right hand, and they fucking cropped out
Dude,
Seamus.
if you were the artist and you saw that published, wouldn't you
Oh,
just
you'd
be
be
fucking
pissed.
pissed?
You'd be
Like
pissed. Yeah,
fuck you, Nintendo. Like,
100%,
You know,
100%.
th
Yeah,
this is coming from somebody who doesn't, I don't really have any art pieces just yet, but so on a final art piece, is it basically just one of one? I mean, did
yeah. Of course. Yeah,
they
it's handmade. It's one on
they
one.
they never do like a second one for like a maybe they wanted some tweaks or something? And does that make sense? Like maybe they did.
That's actually a very good question. So the answer, I guess, is it depends. Like there have been generally it's just the one that's photographed and that's all you see. The one that's on the box is the one that's exists and that's it. There are a very few times when maybe something didn't turn out right and they wanted to go a different direction or whatever, and they came up with a second version. And so, like, for example, if you look at some of the promotional ads and stuff, the coming soon kind of stuff for Gunstar Heroes, it's got one artwork,
mhm.
and then you look at the Gunstar Heroes box, it's got a different artwork. Okay. So I've got the one on the promotional material. Somebody else has the final one. And I guess and the one I have is like was a more sort of realistic style. And I guess they figured at some point, oh no, we want to aim this more at kids, I guess. We'll make it more cartoony, for whatever reason. And so it's the same scene, but by a different artist in a different style, cartoony instead of realistic, right? So there are a few times like that where there might be, more than one painting kind of associated with a title, but that's just because they went in a different direction. At the end of the day, there's only one that got published.
Got it.
Right.
That's wild to think about that. Like, I'll take the Dragon Warrior 4, for example. That's
Yeah,
one of one. That's
that's
like,
it.
that's it. There are,
That's it.
you're
And
not going
somebody
to go,
made that with their bare hands, right?
that's,
Like that's an oil painting. Somebody sat down. Well, somebody, Chris Hopkins, tremendously talented painter. Blow your mind some of the stuff he's done. But yeah, I mean, he did that with a piece of canvas and a brush. And a lot of these, like Samson or whatever, are a mix of things. Like there's brush, there's pencil, crayon, there's an airbrush, which is like when you spray paint through a tube,
Mhm.
like it's how you could uh, paint your house with like a sprayer versus a roller. Same sort of thing. You could paint a painting with a spray or with a traditional brush. And so a lot of these are like a mix. Some traditional brush, some airbrush, some pencil crayon.
Mhm.
But that's kind of neither here nor there. So
So would
And actually, as we're looking, the story I like telling is like I could see the kung fu behind you, Josh,
Hmm.
and that's though all those black box titles are paper cutouts, right?
Hmm.
Like you'll see if you look at them closely, you could see that they photographed
Oh
like
yeah.
they're craft projects.
Yep.
They
Yep.
cut them out with scissors. You could see the uneven lines. You could see the shadows underneath between
It's
the squares.
wild.
You could see the pixels aren't the same sizes. Like
No, because there's
they're
no
they're
shot of that in the
there's no
video.
shot of that. That's
Yeah,
right.
so they sat there and handcrafted that to say this is what the graphics look like.
Right.
It's
Right.
insane, actually. So
Because
yeah,
you couldn't really get a good screen capture like that anyway at the time.
yeah.
I
For
don't
many
think. I
years, you
mean, the
could.
best
No, you
screen
could.
captures you could get would be like the screenshots on the back, and that probably wouldn't cut it for the actual box illustration.
Yeah, no. Frank at the Video Game History Foundation has figured out how, I believe at this point, how they what they use to photograph screenshots for the back of the boxes. Like
Uh-huh.
he has like the right camera setup and everything at this
Oh wow,
point.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
Cool.
interesting stuff. Uh, yeah, I would say that in back to what I'm collecting for art and art wise, I would say I'm trying to be very focused and not just buy like, oh, there's a cool piece of art. I want to buy it. I want to buy it. I want to buy it. I'm very like I want to get specific consoles. And yeah, I have two Mark Erickson pieces, but I don't need another one. I'd like to get a nice Greg Martin video game cover now.
Yep.
I have Greg Martin art, but no video game art. I'd like to get like one of each artist if I could,
Uh-huh.
and then have a nice piece that might speak to me in some way, you know. So
Yeah, and that's that's a good way to do it. Give you kind of a sampling of the different styles and whatever,
yeah,
right?
like
And
oh man, there's one that I want, and I don't know if it exists anymore. It's Stealth ATF. It is like one of the most beautiful NES covers.
Stealth ATF, I'm sure that exists. I'm just gonna Google it to remind myself what it looks like, but I'm
Looks like a
almost
Monet
positive.
painting with a fighter jet.
Yeah, it's like a bomber, right? Oh, it's that one. Yeah, no, I don't know about that one. The one I'm thinking of is like there's F-117 and like
Yeah,
there's some other fighter jet ones that definitely exist, but Stealth ATF I couldn't tell you. Yeah.
I know who did it, but we'll see.
are
He's
are there
around.
are there still pieces out there that you know about that the artist still has that you're still, biding your time, waiting on, hoping
Yeah, I mean to an extent. I mean there's
without
a
giving any
few.
of it away, obviously. Don't.
Yeah,
I
there's
think I
yeah,
broke his
yeah.
heart with Choplifter, and I had no idea.
Fucker.
Apparently, what you weren't the only one either. I come to
Oh,
find.
really?
Oh, yeah,
Are you sure? Well, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah. I
Yeah,
had
no,
no
my
clue.
interest in that was just to primarily because Coleco was the first system we had. And so I
Yeah,
thought it'd be cool to have one Coleco cover because where else am I going to get one?
it's an Apple II cover, so let's not mix things up, Dan.
It's a Coleco cover.
Yeah. Hey, I know that he
Uh,
has other Broderbund covers, but just not Coleco. So
what's that? Sorry, Josh.
he still has some Broderbund covers.
Yeah, I know, but not Coleco. And yeah, I've seen what he has, and he's still got some interesting material. But I mean, I
Yeah.
just wait till he's sort of ready to sell. Like, I don't need anything he has like badly enough to want to try to play the game to get it out of his hands because he's quite
Hmm.
um he's quite attached still. I think at least he was the last time I talked to him.
Yeah. Is
You know.
his.
So what I'm curious, what Dan, what is maybe it's Tyson, but if it's not, what is your favorite video game? Like if you just
Oh
think
man.
like, hey, this is like that's
Yeah.
my game, that's my jam.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I started with NES, so it'd be a lot of like those and like so Super Mario, Tyson, Baseball Stars, I fucking love.
There you go.
That's the fucking bomb. Um,
Do you still have it?
oh yeah, I still have Baseball Stars. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
your
Yeah,
nine
of
was it
course.
90 plus or 90 or what was it?
Sorry, it's a 90. There's no plus,
Oh
Matt.
man.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for making me feel shitty about the
I think
90,
Bucky's
Matt.
probably got the 90 plus.
I don't think there is a 90 plus. Um, but anyway, yeah, so Dragon Warrior 4 too. I don't know. There's just this Contra. Fucking love Contra. Super C. The only thing better than Contra is Super C. Like my top five would be like Contra, Super C, Tyson, Super Mario Brothers, and Baseball Stars. Those are my top five.
And
What order they're in, depends on the day, but those are the top five.
and
Depends on
lucky
the day is the right answer.
lucky for you,
Yeah.
you're fortunate enough to have even the artwork of one of your top five.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. Yeah, you're
That's
right. Yeah,
that's
I do have
insanity.
I do have the Contra, which is what you're getting at. Yeah. So that was that was great. I collector in Sweden had that, and shout out to David Brolin, collector friend in Sweden, was kind enough to arrange a local pickup for me actually in Stockholm, and then ship it to me.
That's insane.
Um, yeah, it's
Were
it's
you
it's crazy
were
the
you just
collecting
shaking in
network,
your
right? Like when you've been around for a while, somebody in this city, somebody in that country. Like I need to
Mhm.
pick up some art in fucking Stockholm. Oh, okay, I'll call David. You know, it's neat.
How
No,
did
that's the
that?
beauty of the internet. But so when Contra was shipping to you, were you
Yeah,
just like pins and needles? You're like, fuck.
I
I don't want
don't.
something to happen. Because I know there have been stories. I know that Adam had some instances with some artwork where
did
a train derailment or something and it's gone.
cost him a lot of art. Yeah. I've been lucky enough to not kind of let that bother me anymore.
Yeah.
So when something's in the mail, like I don't really think about it much. There was the scariest incident. I've lost a couple things, over the course of time and mail accidents and whatever, but not life and death. But the scariest thing I'd ever had was, I was telling you about that buy of that Mega Man painting. That first package, there was 20 paintings in it, 20 great fucking paintings.
Oh wow.
And right after he ships it to me, like the day after or something, the Canadian Post Office or the Canadian Border Service or something goes on strike.
Oh.
And so where it gets no, I've got that wrong. It gets announced that they might go on strike or something like that. So, in the last time there had been a strike, I'd lost sealed games in it because what happened was that all these packages piled up at the border. It was like 100,000 packages at the Vancouver warehouse, and it was around Christmas time because I was trick at Christmas to fucking weasel the most leverage out of it because that's when people need the mail. And so grandmas are sending their grandkids cookies. The food is rotting in the fucking
Mm.
warehouse, and now it's becoming a health hazard. And they literally threw out 100,000 packages at that time.
What?
And so I lost a Zelda and some other stuff that way. At the time, it just got tossed.
Oh.
And so, that news about a potential strike came out, or no. What came out is a date for the strike was announced, and so I was sick to my stomach the entire like week or whatever that I was waiting. I was, you talk about pins and needles. I was ready to throw up for a week solid, and the package showed up the day before the strike. The
Ooh.
day. So I was just like, thank God. Thank God. So, that was my most sort of concerning episode with the mail, but overall, I've been lucky and things have always gotten here. And even when it's looked hairy and like that might be an issue, it always kind of gets here in the end.
You don't have any VGA horror stories of customs opening it up and tearing the game out of the seal?
I mean, there's what I learned, I guess, early on was that a lot of that kind of depends on how you send the package, and there's better and worse ways to send the package
Mhm.
that do and don't alert red flags. And so, if you're kind of careful about it, it's a manageable risk. And that if you're stupid about it, it'll get looked at every time,
Wow.
you know.
That's fair.
So it just depends on how you manage it. So
Hmm.
I've noticed
without
like if you
without getting into too much detail.
I've noticed if you add too much insurance or whatever on there, it seems like
100%.
yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
that's just like, oh, we're opening it.
Yes. Yes.
50.
They go, oh, you insured a video game for $5,000? Sure, asshole. Let me open it up and see what's inside, and
Yeah.
strew the contents all over my desk, and then jam it back in the fucking box and ship it to you like it, because they don't fucking get it. To them, it might as well be a My Little Pony VHS, right? They're
Yeah.
just gonna fucking tear it open, stuff it back in the box, and send it on its way to you. They don't give a fuck. And the worst part is, insurance doesn't cover that kind of thing because they're just doing their job. Customs agents can do whatever the fuck they want, and at least in when you get insurance, on the Canadian side with the post office, it does not cover acts of the border service.
Wow.
So they could just take a steamy fucking dump in your game, mail it back to you, and you have to go, thank you, may I have another.
Would it be safer to drive it across if you were dealing like
Yeah,
BC?
you like that one. You like that.
Would
That's what is that? Animal House or something? I
Yeah.
forget what it is.
would driving it across be any safer? Like if you had, say you're still in British Columbia and you were selling to somebody in Seattle, would that cross your mind to do that, or is there just
It's just too much of a hassle. I mean, usually you're dealing with people that are too far away, right? For that to really be
yeah,
a practical consideration. Like if I'm shipping, like back when I lived in BC, if I wanted to ship something to you, it was fucking 7 hours for me to drive to you and 7 hours for me to drive back. I'm not doing that, you
yeah,
know? That's a whole weekend. Like you got to explain that to your wife and kids. How, I just have to drive a package to Oregon. What?
well,
It's a hike.
maybe it was a 90 baseball stars and
I
Man,
mean,
needed it.
maybe I just wanted an
And Seaside's a
excuse
nice
to
place
hang
to
out.
visit.
Maybe I just wanted an excuse to hang out with a cowboy and an Indian. I mean, maybe that's what it was.
Possible. Yeah.
You
so
know,
Yeah.
that's a good time right there.
I do see some things happening. I think we do need to read our comments, Matt.
Oh,
Hmm.
Dan, you good with reading comments? That's kind of a fun part.
Let's do it. I'm totally good with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
good,
been a
good.
while.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize we were live as we were doing this. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're not live, no. But what we
No,
do
no,
is
we
we
go and
go
read the
back
old
on the
comments from the
we
video.
yeah, the old comments off the last video.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not live. Yeah, so
We
this is
should do a live
127.
sometime.
This is 127. That was good
Yeah.
guess.
No, we read the comments from the old video, Dan. That's it.
Yeah, I just got to bring
Gotcha.
it up. Sorry, I wasn't prepared.
Damn, Dan's like, oh shit.
Right. Well, usually by now there's been fucking 45 minutes of Halo 4 talk, and I've started to tune out. So
Yeah, I know, me too.
Have you ever played Halo 4? Have,
I
have,
have not.
Really
have you
good. We
played
we have a
Halo?
friend that worked on it.
Do
So
you really? That's
yeah,
cool.
he really enjoyed it.
Why are you laughing, Matt? Is there an inside joke here I don't know about?
He
I
hates us talking about it.
Oh, okay.
It's like the never ending like poke. And one of these days he's just gonna snap and like come burn our houses down or
I
something.
I took one of my early PSA subs, Dan. I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
the last episode or before that, but um and I graded a Halo 4 employee copy, like the Microsoft Employee Store, and I wrote his name on the fucking game. And the PSA like early sub thing, it was one of my 10 games I subbed. And
Yeah.
so I gave it to him at Portland. It's fucking hilarious. Just the shittiest fucking game in the world. So,
The ultimate troll.
yeah. All right. All right.
Ah.
Do I need glasses or what the fuck's happening here, Matt?
Maybe here, let me see if I can.
Jesus Christ, I feel like an
Is
old
that
man.
better?
I don't know.
How about that?
I
Perfect.
There you
That's a
go. That
lot
blew
better.
it up.
Yeah.
That's what
she
he said.
Oh my God.
We've already transitioned, I see.
Yeah.
Jack,
That's a joke these days too.
Okay, so Jax H4X says the blister inside CGC is what makes it so much better. IMO. Yeah, you got a little wiggle room in that.
You got the corner reliefs.
Yeah.
Dan, how do you feel about CGC versus
Yeah, I like different things about all three of them, and I also have um, my issues with all three of them too. You
I do
know,
too. Yeah. And I
uh,
I think Bucky really enjoys CGC, honestly.
interesting
Yeah, he's full blown CGC.
because he was always so pro VGA. Like he was more invested in VGA than VGA was at one point.
I'm
I,
just
I,
I'm
I'm,
fucking
I'm
I'm
fucking
ho I,
serious when I
no
say
no
that.
I'm
Like he
fucking
was
with
like,
Bucky. I hope he listens to this, but
I hope so too.
he does not grade with CGC. So, anyways, um,
he is VGA for life? I don't know.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense to me. I was
yeah.
like, wow, I didn't know that. Uh, you had me going. I haven't
He
talked to him in a while.
had you hooked.
Um,
Uh, oh, go ahead, Dan. If you um,
no, let's move on.
okay,
All
okay.
right.
Michael, I have a whatnot question. How do I get you to sell uh me Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally?
Well, I would trade it for the artwork. So, if anybody has the artwork for Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally,
I
Oh,
think you have to take interesting photos and send them to Josh. That might grease the wheels.
yeah, it probably works actually. Yeah.
all right.
I would trade for the artwork, absolutely, no questions. I'd trade a lot more for the artwork. Um,
Uh, Dan, you want to read a? I mean, it's just
I
Mike.
should have waited to grade our Cybermorph with PSA. Okay. Glad I still have. What's
Must
your
be
consignment rate if you sell on Whatnot for us, Josh? That's you.
shit, I
HC.
don't know. Probably 22.5%.
And a bargain at twice the price, honestly.
Yeah. And
That's.
I don't want to do it because I have too much shit to sell. So sorry.
Do you watch Cheat Code Weekly as well, Dan?
Yeah, I watch Dylan's stuff. I really enjoy the content. Dylan and Henry are both great, and I agree with them most of the time. Almost all the time, really. I think they have a lot of good takes on things. So yeah, I really enjoy it, and Dylan's yeah, he's got a fun personality, so he's cool to watch.
He does. Did I hear earlier you'll grade with all three companies?
I have games from all three companies. Like my breakdown on them is that I feel like in some ways I feel like okay, VGA is almost the most consistent grade wise. Like you know what you're going to
Sure.
get with an 85 plus, you know what you're going to get with a 90. Like there's the least amount of surprises I
Yeah.
feel, which and the look of the case is great. It's it's see through. It's nice aesthetically.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, I love that. On the other hand, on the market, because WADA is kind of what started out on the market, trades at a bit of a discount, if anything. And guys, you've been around for 15 fucking years. And I know because I helped Tom Derby when he was starting it.
Yeah.
You've been around for 15 fucking years and you're still making all kinds of label and variant mistakes. And you can't get what's on the label right after all this time. And that's just kind of like, come on, guys. And when you see that, that's where they're toy focused, because at the end of the day, they're toy graders that happen to do video games. They're not
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
game graders per se. That's where that kind of you see that through. But I love Chad. I love everybody at VGA. They're great, but like the variant stuff and all that. I mean, I find that piece they could, after all this time, they can still work on, and they had such a big lead and they could have done more with it. On the other hand, WADA, okay, they helped grow the market a lot, and I like. I think the scale in terms of breaking down the grades into numbers and seam letters makes more sense on the cardboard stuff. I don't know if it works that great on the hard case stuff. I think it makes more sense on the cardboard stuff, and they did all this work on variants, which is amazing, and documenting all that. But I feel like sometimes the grades are a fucking crapshoot, and so and I have some of the same comments with CGC. I like their holder
Yeah.
to some degree, and and they're on top of things too in terms of variance and all that sort of thing. But sometimes I don't always agree with the grades. So I feel like broadly PSA, WADA, whatever you want to call it, and CGC, I have more questions on the grading. I'm more comfortable with sort of information. And
Mhm.
VGA, I'm more comfortable with the grading, and I have more doubts about the information.
That's a good way to put it.
Fair enough. We
And
used
I
to be.
think it's
CGC,
interesting to look at.
CGC should have a pop report too. I mean, they're
Oh,
Yeah,
begging
they
on
should.
by
I
now.
WADA
shouldn't have to
forever.
go.
Sorry?
I shouldn't have to go to a Discord to read the population report at CGC at this point.
Yeah. Here's Eric. I'm going to read this one. Always good to see you guys. Hey, Eric. Good seeing you, buddy. And hope to see you again in person one of these days.
Yeah, we're on the
Glad I
podcast.
could bring you both something. Hey, what did he bring you guys? Gold is formed in the quartz I gave you, not granite, and you owe me nothing. I'm still working off the last handy you gave me and
Wait a
wiping it
minute.
off my chin. What?
Graded
What?
Halo, doorstop,
What?
handy. It's the same thing.
Guys, I mean, I knew you were close, but anyway.
Especially close
Good
with
to see you,
Braveheart
Eric.
69.
Andy, wow.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to rate this one when I publish it. NC 17.
There's nothing wrong with that word. It's just a word.
Handy.
Handy. People can be handy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about. Sure.
So we were at the Portland Retro, saw Eric there because he always comes, and
That's what
he
she
knew
said.
I was just starting to watch Gold Rush with my dad. I'd never seen it before, and we're like to season 9 right now. And so I didn't realize that he did some gold mining on his own, and he actually brought me a piece of I might have said granite quartz that still had the gold like stuck on the side of it, and probably a
Cool.
piece like inside of it, and gave it to me. And I was like, dude, this is so awesome that this like came from his claim and he did it as
Really neat.
has actual gold in it. I was like, dude, it was so cool. So I just,
Gold in them apples in Wenatchee. Huh?
That's neat.
but I had
Yeah,
given,
I did a bit of like gold panning and whatever in BC just for fun. I mean, I think everybody's gone to one of the BC gold rush towns and
Yeah.
slopped some gravel around in a pan. And it's funny, you can still find like just out of the river to this day, like you can get little gold flakes. The trouble is, you'll spend all day to earn like $10,
yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's still pretty cool. I've never done it, but man, I love the show. But yeah, all right, I'll do the next one. Make love, not robots. Glad you guys are back. I think a podcast with Tony the Green Hair would be great. And the green hair came in.
I would love to get Tony back on this show. I love that guy.
Do you know Tony at all, Dan?
I don't.
He actually bought some artwork, some cruising artwork recently.
Oh, maybe I do know him. Is that what's his real name?
Tony Dean.
Tony Dean.
Yeah, he may have posted it in the group, but he did
Is
pick up.
he Adam Prager's friend?
Yeah,
Maybe.
he's Adam's buddy.
Okay, yeah, Adam mentioned a buddy. So yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
he
cool.
got some cruising artwork.
From John. Yeah, John's a pinball artist who did Twilight Zone and other pinball artwork.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
got that laying around.
What's that?
You just got that laying around right there.
Well, you know.
Here, I don't think people can see it right now. Can
Here,
they?
hold on. I'll stop share for a second, just so.
Oh, okay, that's fine. No, I just
Jeez,
that's
Louise, look at
Jeez,
that.
dude,
yeah, the pinball stuff is awesome.
and that's an epic pinball too.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I love it.
what a
So,
beautiful, what a beautiful.
It's in a lot of people's top 10 for pinballs.
yeah. So yeah, so John that did Twilight Zone, did Cruisin' and some other stuff.
Oh, so that's the same artist.
Same artist. That's why I brought it up. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
That's a
I've
sick
got my
piece.
props around me here, bud. So
Yeah, I love it.
You're up,
All right, we
Josh.
got a couple more here.
Yeah, let's get this.
One day, gamer stocks will not be down. Okay, got to get it back up, Timmy.
That's what
that's
she
what she
said.
said.
That's exactly right. Okay, 2 episodes in one day. It was a real treat. And Marty said, "Let's go." Oh man, we got more comments.
Oh, you're blowing through them now.
I'm just
Okay.
going through them, man.
Okay. Sorry, you must need to eat. Let's go.
I just need another. Yeah.
You've had enough. Dan, you wanna crack one? I don't
Sure.
want to leave you out.
Rad Workshop says, any legends? I assume you're talking Tanuki or possibly even Joel. I
Oh,
didn't.
there's a good one.
That is a good one. Oh, Captain Morgan Drinker. Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's
No. So
home game.
Tanuki got banned at one point from Nintendoage. Dan, maybe you remember that.
I do. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
didn't he
I
come
didn't do
back
it,
and maybe
but
got banned again?
the
Yeah,
dude
I don't
hated
remember.
me. He hated me, and I talked shit to him all the time. And then Captain Morgan Drinker banned him, and he thought it was me this whole time.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
it
He
was
thought you were
Dave.
him.
Yeah. No, but he thought I was the one that banned him. I rarely banned people. It was always me talking shit to him, and then somebody else would come in and ban him. So all
Okay.
I remember Dan for is ScarJo from the mod thread, the mod group though.
There's only a couple more, so I'll blow
Okay.
this.
What's that about ScarJo? Because we before we started rolling and started recording, Josh, you shared that you had a huge
Huge crush on
crush
Natalie Portman.
slash raging boner for Natalie Portman, and for me that was Scarlett Johansson, like back when she was, I mean now she's it's funny because I'm like, we're sitting around and we're almost like, I'm 50 and you guys are either 50 or close to 50.
Fuck no,
And
no. I'm 42, man. I'm not
47.
okay,
yeah.
okay. So you're in your 40s, and I'm kind of making this face like, oh man, Scarjo's like almost 40 now. Meanwhile, we're that age, but I guess that's the beauty of being a guy, we
ScarJo
stay the same age.
was him,
So,
man. Mm.
so yeah, she's kind of past her prime, but yeah, for a while there. Oh man,
It was Match Point,
she
baby.
was gorgeous.
Was.
What's that?
It was Match Point. The movie Match Point, Scarlett Johansson and Match Point. Gorgeous.
The one I remember her in the most was Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Yeah. Another Woody Allen garbage. I understand.
She had, yeah, she had that red dress. Yeah.
I know that Scarlett Johansson is Dan Maresca's.
Careful, you just got some skimpy shorts on there. We don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's finish this up here.
All right, Rad Workshop. Still playing Nightmare on Elm Street. Keep in mind, I'm a father of four and work, so I'm on the final level that includes a boss rush. I'm getting there. I previously asked your favorite spooky games, and your answers were Splatterhouse, TurboGrafx 16, and Eternal Darkness. I just picked up both of them. Wow. Strange coincidence, I do suppose. I first played RE4 on the Wii. Resident Evil 4, right?
Yeah.
Josh isn't wrong. It's an incredible experience. Now for the real question, given you guys obvious love VHS collecting, that's so true. Dan, just an inside tip, VHS is the next step.
You
I
know what, Matt? When we're done here, send me your address because I'm gonna send you a piece of VHS art. I've got some. I'll send you one.
Wow. Okay.
That's kind.
That's
I like
yours.
VHS art too, Dan.
Well, I need to send you a video
No,
game
you're good.
collector. I'm getting something dirty. That's going to be a giant cock. Anyway, you should probably love horror flicks, right? What's your favorite? Matt, why haven't you played Nightmare on Elm Street yet? I honestly don't think I've played that on Nintendo.
Yeah, get your shit together, buddy.
Dan, have
What's
you
your
played
favorite
that?
horror movie, Matt?
Have you played that, Dan?
I haven't. I can't say I have. It's a cool box, but I've never actually played the
It's
game.
Freddy. What's your favorite horror movie, Matt? Go.
I don't watch horror movies.
What?
No, I don't.
You know what?
But
Neither do I.
You guys are a bunch of bitches.
I have a
I
creative
mean,
mind and
I've
it rolls.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I've seen Nightmares and Friday the 13th and whatever when I was
Okay.
a kid, but I'm not into the genre. Yeah.
Okay. For me, okay, since he did ask a poignant question, what's your favorite horror? Didn't he in the question up there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You should probably love horror flicks, right? What's your favorite? Okay. So these two guys
Wait,
suck.
horror flicks?
Yeah, horror flicks.
Horror flicks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
horror flick. I'm sure that Matt,
Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Matt, you like horror flicks.
Horror flicks.
Horror
You like
flicks.
horror flicks.
Horror flicks.
Oh my
I
God.
think you like horror flicks.
Okay, I could do a horror flick.
You guys, come on. I'm saying horror.
I
I know
got
you're
it.
saying
I'm
I
saying
got you.
horror.
I got you the first time.
Okay.
I'm not dense like most Canadians.
Oh man, I had to. I was thinking you guys were like not
Horror
getting that.
flicks.
No, I got it the
Yeah.
first time.
I'm trying to do a spin on the mom's jokes things here, guys.
What's
I have
horror?
to keep
What
it in the
were-
gutter
What
somehow.
was the one I used to have a long time ago and watch? It wasn't Star Wars. It was like Horror
Star
Wars.
Horse?
Horror War or
Star
Star
Wars.
Horrors. Maybe it was a Star Horrors.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what it was. There
Okay.
you go.
I worked at a video store, and so I love just about every type of movie except certain movies. So I would say my favorite horror as the genre, not the prostitute, is probably Fright Night from the 80s.
That's good
And
cover.
then from the 90s, it's going to be Scream.
Really?
Yeah, and then Poltergeist also from the 80s. I really enjoyed Poltergeist. So
If Scream's a horror, I've seen that, and that was pretty good.
yeah, it's a good horror movie.
Okay.
More modern horror, I like the Stigmata and the Exorcism of Emily Rose. So
I take that back. Somebody's the Universal guys tricked me into watching Audition. So that's the one horror movie I've seen all the way through.
yeah, that is different, is what that is. That's not really horror. It's just weird.
Okay. All right.
It's not legit. Not legit. Hey, Josh.
Okay.
Well, apparently I didn't pass.
All Dan wants to watch is, I don't know, Hugh Jackman musicals, I think, honestly.
Musicals, eh?
Yeah, Wolverine
well,
singing. That's your thing. I know. I can see it.
Chris Glidden, wait a sec. This podcast is way too long. I thought it was supposed to be a 1 minute podcast. What the heck?
Oh, who was first in the comments?
Josh is first.
Hey, oh.
I don't know where Blockbuster Video or Timmy or any of the other people are. They're not.
If you're not first, you're last.
They're last. So
Anyway,
yeah. All right, and then
that's the comments. Dan, we always do the comments, so I'm sorry you had to suffer through that.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, that was fun. It's all good. I had a good time chatting, guys.
Well, we're to the wins, but you kind of splurged your wins there already. Josh, you got any wins?
What a choice word to use, Matt.
Splurged.
Yeah, I got an amazing one. I buy shit all the time because I'm a major degenerate. I got this on Whatnot. It is if you guys know.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
Dark
you have the
Duel
right
story.
cards in it, right? I think
Yeah.
I saw you post that.
Oh my
You got
God!
the good
You know how
cards.
much these fucking cards are worth?
Tell
They're
me,
upside down.
isn't that like a couple $1,000 maybe, or $1,000?
Yeah. So the blue eyes, if this thing grades out, right?
Please don't drop it. By the
A
way,
10 is like 15K.
Shut
Yeah,
up. But
no.
okay, 10s are hard to get. What's a 9?
9, 5.
$5,000?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Maybe a little less, but still expensive. Dark Magician, same. It's not as much as that, and Exodia is less, right? But they're all
Mhm.
expensive cards. They're the chase cards, or so to be, for Yu-Gi-Oh collectors.
And
This
how
was a
much
mint CIB I bought on Whatnot,
for
Wow.
how
a
much?
deal. 480, $458.
Wow. Well done.
Yeah, yeah, just a auction on there. There are good deals on there. I'm not trying to promote it, but
But
well, I'm gonna
but
make some money on it. That's the goal.
Dan,
So you were dragging your cock on the ground that day.
Yeah, that was pretty much every day,
Well
Dan.
done.
So, yeah,
Par for the course. Yeah.
just hard to walk sometimes. I'm not even sitting on a stool over here. So,
That's the curse of. Can I push your stool in? that's that's the curse of that's the curse of having three legs, being a tripod. Yes, yes, yes.
Dan,
Adam Harvey got me with that because I went down there a couple weeks ago and watched the Browns game and whatever with him and Steve Reed and Adam's friend Chuck. And I don't know if he got me with it or if he got another one of the guys with it, but somebody was sitting on a stool and he goes, "Hey, you sitting on a stool?" The answer is yes. Can I push your stool? And I just lost it. I lost it. It was fucking gold. So I remember that line now. I'm gonna have to use it here and there.
well, that's what you talk about with dudes you meet on the internet, I guess. So it makes
Well, that's
sense.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Da-
Yeah.
Da- Dan, you got anything you didn't show us that you want to? Did we get
No,
through?
I mean, if anything, I'd be curious to hear, if there's anything you guys, because I come on, I'm the guest, I get asked a million questions and whatever, and that's always the case for you guys interviewing guests. But I'd be curious, if there's anything, you guys want to share that you haven't shared before about either like your, uh, you know, sort of experience collecting, or if there's any item or anything that just anything that comes to mind that you want to share that you haven't had the opportunity to, because you're asking the questions instead of being asked the questions.
That's I like that. Well, first and foremost, I figured I'd share this because I mean this is a little more up your alley, and a good friend uh, got this for me, and he didn't have to at all. And I've been trying to pay him, and I just owe him some debt, but I did get an original, nice Nintendo sign that is official.
Cool.
Um,
Oh, that's
Josh
awesome.
Josh verified that one. It does work. It does light up, and I was
It's an
super
oldie.
stoked. Um, I've always wanted at least a Nintendo sign and never had one, and didn't really want to pitch down the
Hmm.
money for like a fiber or anything, but um, yeah, I was pretty stoked on that.
That's really nice. That's a generous gift.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Well, as far as what I want to talk about, nobody's ever asked me.
what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Um,
I mean, with you, like Josh, forgive me if I'm wrong, but like I get the sense that you're just into, you love all that shit, and you're into, because I see you, excited about the big titles. I see you excited about Sashin. I see you excited about prototypes, art.
yeah.
Uh, I think you love it all, is what I think I see.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think that's the case. And I go back and forth with like, the fuck do I have all these Switch games? You know,
Yeah,
like I'm serious. Well, I don't, do I really need half of a Saturn collection and keep adding games here and there? Like, no, I don't. But,
yeah.
I look at it one day I'm up and the next day I'm like, fuck it all. I want to sell everything and just focus on this. And more often than not, I feel like I'm getting closer to fuck it all and I'm going to focus and hone in on what I collect. And seeing you, the way you've honed in on certain things, Dan, it is kind of like, yeah, you get older, you do these things, and why the hell do I have all these different games, different subsets of collections, and why not just focus on what I really love? So,
I mean, look, yes, but if you don't need to get rid of the other stuff, if you have storage space for it, don't be too quick to get rid of it either. If it's serving a purpose, great.
Oh, it's
but
not.
you also have to balance it with, once it's gone, and you're probably not going to buy it back. So,
I think
you
about
know,
that, but then
right. So,
on the other side of the coin, I'm like, if I can look at the item and say, hey, I could buy this item back somewhere along now until the day I die, right? I could go in on eBay any day of the week and pick that game up, right?
yeah,
I think about that a lot. Like maybe right now isn't the time to collect this. Maybe it will be later and I can reacquire it. And so I try to hold things at this point closer to me that would be harder for me to reacquire, I feel like. Or one of one or unique pieces or a lot of I
right.
really do enjoy the mock-ups. I love the original art. Um the unique pieces that I couldn't reacquire. Like I don't need a fucking laser active, but I
I,
have
I-
one.
you know, I feel like one way to look at it is if you were going to sell it and you're packing up the box, are you gonna have any pangs of regret when you're packing up the box? Or are you not gonna care? Like by now, like just having collected this long, and you guys are probably the same way. Like I know if I'm gonna miss something if I sell it or not. I know. And if I don't care, I don't care. It can go. And if I know I'm gonna miss it, then whatever it is, whether I can require it later or whatever, this, that, I'm not selling it.
Yeah.
So am I gonna care when I'm putting together that box and sending it away?
So you're holding on to the Tyson, you're holding on to the baseball stars, you're holding on to the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But are
And
you going to care at a certain dollar amount versus not a certain dollar amount?
I mean, of course, right? That
Right.
that that does play into it too. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that didn't play into it some, but we're for the most part, we're that's a whole other discussion because in the context of what you're talking about, half a Saturn set and this and that, we're not talking about life-changing money for the most part. We're talking about, a few $100 here, a few $100 there. By the time you sell a few $1,000, maybe more, but like it's not top tier stuff that's gonna, it's more run of the mill when you're talking about volume. We're
Hmm.
not talking about your best of the best stuff. And with that, actually, I'd be curious to hear from you guys. Like, what are your top few sort of things that you'd keep, or you are your favorite pieces or whatever after all this time? It probably depends on the day, but
Yeah,
throw a
it's
couple out.
always it's gonna be
Yours is New
the
Kids on the
the
Block.
mock-up boxes I
Yeah.
collect. All
Yeah,
that. New Kids on the Block box, the cool spot art. I would sell the VGA 95 cool spot, but I don't really want to. Like,
yeah,
but the artwork I wouldn't. Like there's certain things that it's gonna be the unique one of ones or one of a couple, whatever. So
yep.
uh, I would sell the Ghosts and Goblins. I would sell the Kung Fu I have in a heartbeat. I would.
I couldn't sell my Ghosts and Guns. Couldn't
I
do
mean,
it.
that is literally like the third NES game I ever played as a kid. Like
I played
not
that in the
counting,
arcade with my brother. I'm not.
yeah,
That's one of those for me. That's one of my top few
it's
favorites.
it's insane.
Do you have
Duck
a
Hunt,
hang tab too?
yeah, you
What?
got Pink Tab, right?
Yours is hang tab as well?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I could sell it because I'd be okay owning a different copy, you
That's
know.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but the price would have to be right for me to do it. That's the thing. Like there's some things that just it wouldn't happen. Donnie Wahlberg could come to me tomorrow and be like, "I want that New Kids on the Block box," and I'd be like, "Fuck you, Donnie." So
Yeah.
I
They don't.
would.
They wouldn't even know this, but many years ago, an accounting firm I worked at, we did some work for some bands and whatever. Because when a band comes into Canada, they have to file a return for their
Yep.
shows in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And so, I got to see, like, I had to deal with applying for some stuff for them and seeing their passport photos and stuff. And so I was just kind of smiling and thinking of you when I'm looking at Joey Fatone's passport.
I bet.
Yeah. So but where were we? What were we talking about when we got onto new kids? Oh, your
What?
favorite things.
Yeah. What?
Favorite thing.
And
So that's it. New kids are my step by step, baby. That's it.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's going to be the items like that, and then items that maybe I acquired as a kid.
Yeah.
Bulls versus Blazers cartridge that I have.
That's cool. You still have some of the very first, like
First
the,
games,
the
yeah.
your childhood games. That's
Hmm.
cool. I
So
don't have anything like that.
yeah, and that and maybe a Turtles in Time and a Super Metroid. That's all I have from that I kept, right? And they're just
Yeah.
cartridges. So
Yeah.
items
Cool.
like that, yeah.
What about you, Matt?
My mind always goes the same spot. There is a
Which Halo is it, Matt?
there is a Halo 3 Pontiac that I'd probably not let go of. But my main, like in my mind, what when I originally came to Nintendoage and decided what I was going to collect right out of the gate, and they were my favorite games. And one of them I actually just got last year, thanks to Brandon, one of our friends and listeners here.
Yeah.
I got a baseball stars. It's not an 85 plus, but I've waited, however long, 13, 14, 15 years to get
Such a
one
fucking awesome game.
sealed.
All you
So
got.
awesome.
My Final Fantasy 85 plus, I'd say my Bionic Commando 85 plus. These are games I played growing up as a kid. My Dragon Warrior
Yeah.
85 plus, the very first game I ever sent to VGA. Tom talked to me. He was so
Yeah.
nice. He gave me a free
Tom's
submission.
cool.
I mean, the
Yep.
dude was a rock star.
Yep.
And then probably my Super Sprint 85 plus. They're just the games that I had as a kid, and I
Mhm.
my mission was to get those sealed in 85 plus, and everything from there was, bonus. That was it.
You know how Tom came to get the idea to start VGA? I don't know if you guys have, I don't know
No.
if I've told you that story or if,
No, let's.
or
I
anything.
I I think I know, but I think you should tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so there was a collector back in the kind of '02 to '05 time frame that had without it had come into some money. So he had a lot of money for the time and he was going around buying everything and came to be friendly with them. And he one of the other things that he was into was Star Wars. And of course at the time Tom owned a Star Wars. He was a Star Wars dealer. Like he had Cloud City, which
Mhm.
dealt in Star Wars toys. And after the collector in question blew through all his money, he was left owing Tom 10 grand or something for a Vlix, like a sealed Vlix figure that Tom had sent him just like on spec, like before payment. And so Tom had to go and sue him and to get his money,
Wow.
and came to find out either through I don't know if it was through that process or just through talking to him, but came to find out that he'd been spending a lot of money on sealed NES games and SNES games and whatever. And so it was the process of basically having to sue somebody for a Vlix that led to him understanding that there was a market for NES, and that maybe this was something that he might want to go after grading
Yeah.
to expand into.
Wow.
So that's see, I didn't know that actually, but
Yeah, and then at the time, like back in the Nintendo age, easy, and I had done series of I think 3 articles on how was stuff
Mhm.
sealed, like did it have
I
the H
remember
seam,
that.
did it have vertical overlap, whatever. And I just kind of gone through my collection and kind of cataloged how things were sealed.
Yeah.
And Tom, I was speaking to him on the phone, because he was looking for help from people on on that issue. Like, okay, if I get into, grading games, how am I going to know if they're legit? And I was like, well, I just wrote this article. And literally on the phone, he stopped talking for like 5 or 10 seconds and then went, that would be extremely helpful. And so I just shared that with them, and that was kind of the beginning of his basis for it.
Yeah.
Wasn't
I
VGA's?
remember Adam Rarebuck, he had a great thread on Nintendoage, and it's probably lost to time at this point, but it was identifying resales on GameCubes.
Yeah, I remember
You
him
remember
talking
that
about
one?
that.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was,
yeah. And he helped Tom at the beginning too. He we both ended up sending Tom some stuff for feedback and whatever, and he helped
yeah.
too. But you're right, he knew how to deal with that hard case stuff before anybody. I
Hmm.
always, to this day, I am nervous about it to this
Yeah.
day, and
Yeah, you
he
should be.
knew he figured that out very early on.
Yeah, and he shared it publicly.
Yes,
Like I
yes.
think that was a big deal. Like information was so sparse at that time on everything that you have guys that were coming on there, yourself included, putting that in a newsletter, right? That went to collectors, and somebody like Rare Bucky going on the forum and posting what he had discovered and how to tell a fake out of things. Like
Yep.
Nintendo Age was a special place. It really was, and it's really unfortunate that I mean nothing will ever exist quite like that again.
You can't recreate the time because it wasn't just the
No,
place, it was also the
it
time.
was the
Like we were
time,
all
you're right?
we were all, younger,
You're
the information wasn't
pre-smartphone,
out
man.
there. Huh?
The smartphone wasn't a thing. You didn't have an iPhone to upload your photo click. You had to take a
True.
fucking photo with a digital camera and then plug it into an SD card.
That fucking sucked. I hated that shit.
Yeah, so like it's just different.
Still up there.
Yeah, you can't recreate it. Even if you tried, you wouldn't be able to capture it. In some ways, I feel like, some of the Facebook groups are a little bit of that, but it's never it'll never be quite the same.
Yeah.
Never quite the same. So that's why we do a podcast and we live on through that.
There you go.
We talk
Yeah,
shit about the people who sucked and well until the day we die. And then we
yeah.
just reminisce on the good times.
Well, and
So
it's a great way to get some of that knowledge from people like yourself, especially, just kind of out there for people to look back on and not just be lost because Nintendo Age is gone because there was so much information that was great and it's just gone. People can't go and find that anymore. But and what's the point if we all die off with that information in our head without sharing it?
All right, one more story. Back back on it. So I was a moderator on Nintendo Age, and do you remember the whole Purple Ganon thread, Josh? Remember
do I
all that?
remember the Purple Granite
Yeah.
thread?
Yeah. So it was this whole thread about how, like, everybody piled on and started sending this eBay seller like let's say sexually charged questions that had him thinking that, like, collecting sealed Nintendo games was like it was like, I don't know, eyes wide shut or something. And we just kept um keeping the joke running with them. And after that happened, a few of us in the mod group decided that when a couple others joined the mod group, and I'm not going to name their names, but they're very well known in the hobby, let's put it that way. And when they joined the mod group, we told them that there was like an initiation ceremony where they had to send the mod group a naked picture of their junk in order to get in. That was how we'd all done it, and you were going to have to do it too, and that's just what it was. And so, we're stringing them along with this, never thinking that they'd actually fucking do it. You actually fucking did it. And they sent the mod group pictures that one guy sent a picture of himself laid out on the floor with just like a Palamedes box,
Right.
propped up by his Johnson. And then another photo of of a Power Glove plugged into his butt. And there's no way. That's what I mean when it was, it was the time, it was the place. We were all younger and whatever. You can't have that kind of thing now. It would just never happen.
The
you know,
4chan of the video game forums is what it was.
pretty much, pretty
Didn't
much. But
didn't
yeah,
purple
man, like they they must, I don't know if they knew we were kidding or if they
I
and
don't
they
know
just
they did. I
and
don't.
they just went for it anyway, but they did
Then
it.
it became even deeper when new people would join that said, because it was in the trash, right? It was in the garbage,
Yeah.
and then we'd be like, okay, thanks for here's the new mod, and one thing you have to do is you have to go here to follow the rules, and you'd link them to it, the photo.
Nobody else was ever willing to do it though. They were all like, "What the
God,
fuck is
oh
this?
man,
I don't need to be a mod that badly." And then you'd tell them the truth that it wasn't really a thing and whatever, right?
oh
But,
Nin
God,
Nintendoage
uh,
was where Purple Ganon originated from, wasn't it?
yeah,
Like the whole
yeah,
Power Glove
yeah.
and
Oh, is
yeah,
how do you
yeah.
get to the
It was a
purple
thread.
cannon? Yeah.
Yeah, everybody would post the messages that they were sending this one eBay seller, just stringing this eBay seller along, thinking that everything about collecting NES was sexual.
Maybe it
The
is.
guy was like concerned. Those messages were fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we're a bunch of
And
terrible.
unfortunately now that, if you even wanted to dig that up, I mean, you would have to like scrape Go Collect or something.
yeah, I don't think he has that info anymore.
Doesn't it's not even up anymore? Yeah.
No,
There's
I
an internet archive, but yeah.
there used to be
Anyway,
a backup site somewhere, and it was kind of weird, but it was really hard to crawl, and
yeah.
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 Yeah. So maybe the Wayback Machine or something, but it'd be tough to find.
Yeah, it's
So
got that limited, way back. I use it a lot for my work, and you can go 3 or 4 pages deep sometimes, but after that, it's not, it can only hold so much.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go way back, you just can't go way in.
yeah, that the Purple Ganon might be
Heyo.
too deep. You'd have like 1 or 2 pages of Joel thread and not the thousands that we had,
Oh,
rolling. And
okay. Okay.
All right.
Well,
man,
Hey, we're gonna have to
well,
have Dan
guys,
back on, actually. This is
yeah. And the funny
if
thing
I didn't
is I
scare everybody away with the nonstop stupid jokes and whatever and the dirty jokes.
it's okay.
well,
Half the fun.
well, I think maybe you broke the ice and we can finally get Curtis on here too, but we'll see. But I broke your ice because we're over 2 hours, so eat
Damn!
that.
Did you see how fast it went?
It did. It flew by. It flew
Yeah.
by. If you want to get Curtis interested, talk about because the joke with Curtis, because he collects a little bit of art too. The joke with him is that he always he's only interested in the pieces that have half naked dudes on the cover, like the dudes with the naked with a bare chest,
Total
bare chest.
Carnage is his favorite, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the all the ones he bought for whatever reason ended up having bare chested dudes.
Go
That's so we bug him about that.
See a Final Fight 3?
He has it.
Yeah, I know.
That's what
So
I
there you
thought.
go. It's
Yeah,
Haggard,
yeah.
SMM Haggard. Yeah.
Nothing. I'm sure it's nothing. There's no connection at all. None of,
No,
No, it's
I'm
just a
pretty
cool
sure
game.
he's totally straight.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally straight.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
So hey guys, it's been awesome reconnecting. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks.
Pleasure chatting with you guys. I've enjoyed your podcast. And it's been great to be on it. Nice to reconnect with you guys.
We appreciate your time. We appreciate you sharing, your collection. I know it's just a part and your history and your knowledge too, because it's just going to help other people out there who watch this, or the 3 people who watch this. And um, but we appreciate your time too. I'm really grateful. So thank you so much for coming on and all that you've helped me with over the years too. You've always been kind to me and helpful when I've asked, and you help set the standard in my mind for collecting. So I appreciate that.
Wow. Well, that's very kind. Yeah, well, thank you. I don't know what else to say. That's very kind.
Yeah. But, and it's still uploading, by the way.
Okay, so we don't disconnect. Is that what you mean?
No. The picture, the file I sent you 15 years ago, it's still uploading. It's an old joke. It's okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I think Dan's ready for bed.
I was
Yeah.
trying to get in as a mod and I had to upload some files.
Oh, I never.
Oh gosh.
Good God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
Still
just knew
yes.
you were too
Yes.
nice of a person, Matt, so I denied your request.
yeah. Oh, on my end it just says still uploading, so I thought it was because it was a big file.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh
I think part of
gosh.
it was we couldn't see it though. So
Oh, oh,
shit.
You
Zinga.
know, that's the funny thing about getting together with with guys you've known for a long time. Like it at the end of the day, like, so you're in your 40s, I just turned 50. It's the same stupid jokes we'd say when we were 12, you know.
Right.
Doesn't change.
We may be a little wiser, but we are still extremely
Well,
the same people. So
it's still
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, you're 3 hours ahead. It's way past your bedtime. Thanks again, Dan. Anytime you want to come back on, you're more than welcome. Um,
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate it.
and
We'll talk soon.
anybody who has any questions or comments,
Oh yeah.
leave them below. Is there any, so where can they find you, or what was the group again? One more time, the Facebook
Oh
group.
yeah. Well, so there's two. There's Facebook.com groups, OVGA Collectors. That's the original video game art group, OVGA Collectors. And then there's one just called Pinball Art for pinball art.
and you
So
guys have a great
Facebook.com groups, pinball art. What?
you have a great website, standalone website as well for video.
Oh yeah. Originalvideogameart.com is a website that Ibrahim put together, mainly Ibrahim, Sanford too, and
Okay.
myself
So
and Tad. But
yeah.
yeah, there's lots of good, like if somebody is interested in finding out about the artwork angle, there's stuff about the artists and the lists of work that they
Yeah,
did and stuff
it's
like that.
huge. You
So
can't find that
that's
shit on Wikipedia. It's a
yeah,
very good site. So if you
yeah.
want to see who did what covers or what artists, how many different covers they did, it's a really great site for that.
Yeah, and I would say start with Greg Martin, Greg Winters, and Tom Dubois. Those are three guys that did a ton.
Mhm.
So,
Cool. Thank you, Dan.
Great.
all
Thanks
right,
again,
guys,
man.
we'll
Thanks
see you.
everybody for watching, and we love you all. We'll see you again next time. Take care.
I love you all too. We'll see
I
you.
don't.
Won't see you next time, but I love you too.
I don't.